Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Lamley Awards. It's that time of year again where you get to vote on the models that you thought were the best and the worst and the most disappointing models of 2023. And that goes for Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and all kinds of other brands. We do this in several formats. We do polls where you can vote on these categories. We do tournaments where we put models from different brands against each other. Then we finish it off by putting all of the models that we thought were the most popular, the most talked about of 2023, and we pit them all against each other and pick a model of the year via tournament on Instagram. It's going to be a blast. In fact, we're going to be introducing some new stuff this year, a couple more tournaments, a new premium tournament. We'll talk about all of that on Instagram, Facebook. Just make sure you're following Lamley Group on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. We'll get all the information, put all the links up so you'll get a chance to vote in all these categories. And like always, like we've done for 10 plus years, we're going to start with Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunts. It's always the first poll. There's a link in the description so you can vote in the two categories. And then we'll start going up with the other Hot Wheels categories, best license, new model basic, new model premium, you name it. We'll keep going throughout the days and weeks as we finish off 2023. So let's get to it. 15 Super Treasure Hunts as usual. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to open them to you. Mattel has sent me all of these throughout the year. I just keep them off to the side, and now it's my chance to finally rip these open and we can have a look at them. Nothing new here, right? Just a chance for you to look at them and decide which one you think was the best and which one you think is the worst. Your criteria, it's your own. I know some people like to think they like the model they like the best. Others like to think about the model that was upgraded the most from its regular to Super Treasure Hunt. You name it, whatever you decide is the best and the worst, you got a chance to do it. This is the classic TV series Batmobile. This is from the A Mix. Obviously, it's the tuned Batmobile. We've seen a Super Treasure Hunt several years before with this one. By the way, I'm doing the white glove treatment because I've been doing that lately, and it seems perfect for this for the Lamley Awards showcases that we're going to be doing, and I'll do videos for all of these different categories. If you're not familiar with the Super Treasure Hunt, it is an upgraded regular model with Real Rider, Spectre Flame paint, and that little symbol on the card. And they're very, very hard to find. I'll even tell you which ones I actually found in person, but the Batmobile was not one of them. So here it is on the turntable. Real Riders, I'm going to, I'll try to avoid expressing too many of my opinions. I do have my selection for best super and worst, but I'll let you guys vote, and then when we do the award show at the end of the year, I'll unveil my choices. But obviously, Toon Batmobile released last year in a couple of colors, and now we got a couple of colors. Or was it just one color last year? I can't remember. But we get the tuned version this year. Orange-lipped Real Riders, 5 spokes. There was a response to this. The tuned models, some people love them, others don't. But they've given the tuned, obviously, a Super Treasure Hunt treatment this year with the Batmobile. I'm going to try and keep these models here in the studio, and then we'll get to that later. All right, the B case. As we go, we might be able to just kind of replace these as we go. So the B case model is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL model. That was introduced. It's been in premium. It's been in elite. It's been in RLC. I may really start running out of space. But another red Super Treasure Hunt. I know that a lot of us, I've heard a lot of comments about how many red Super Treasure Hunts, but red just seems to work in Spectre Flame. This is kind of a downgraded Spectre Flame. I mean, downgraded is probably the wrong word, but there's the upgraded Spectre Flame that you see in RLC. There it is, but this is the one that they do for basics. So this is an old Real Rider wheel that they use here, kind of a steely type. Has kind of some, I guess it looks a little vintage, is the comment here. But red Spectre Flame just stands out, and it's something that, if you were to open a case or walk to the pegs and you see a Spectre Flame red Super Treasure Hunt, you're going to know it. And so I think that's one of the reasons that you see a lot of red Super Treasure Hunts. They just look sharp. They just look different and upgraded. That is the 300 SL. Like I said, we've seen this in several different formats over the years, in premium and everything else. And just keep going like this, right? It's kind of fun. Kind of decided to do that on the fly. All right, let's talk about the 68 Copo Camaro. This is the Mix C. Super Treasure Hunt. From the Art Cars series, this was yellow, right, with I think 5-spoke wheels mismatched for the Art Cars. And then, of course, yellow will tend to go gold when it goes Spectre Flame, which is another like color that I think really stands out for Super Treasure Hunts. There's the symbol, there's the art. Card goes over here. Car goes right here. Blue and red, same kind of old school Reel Riders. I mean, they're like, I guess you could call them deep dish Steelies, kind of, but they're still, I don't know, they're kind of dated. Like I said, I'm not trying to express too many opinions here, but, you know, at least I can say that. Because, I mean, I won't hold that against Super like this. I think it's, I think anytime there's a gold Super, I think they stand out quite a bit. Keeping on going from one side to the next. D-Case Super Treasure Hunt. Lotus Avisia. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. Now this one, you know, we're seeing some of the newer wheels introduced into, I mean, this wasn't introduced into the Super Treasure Hunt series, the 10 spokes, but I think we still see a lot of the older ones kind of used quite a bit, but here are some newer ones on the Lotus Avisia. This is one of those that I guess I've dubbed over time like the plain Super Treasure Hunts, which is a bad use of words on my part because the better use is clean Super Treasure Hunt. There's been a few of them. I've done showcases on them before. Maybe I'll do another one where it's just basically, I mean, it is the regular of this was just a red version. It was kind of a maroon color with, what was it, Trapzoid wheels? Trap 5s, they call them. And this one gets the 10-spoke rims. And then the TH logo is the only thing. Other than that, it's got, what, tail lights. I guess if this car really has tail lights. But like realistic details plus the little TH somewhere. I think, do we have others here? Yeah, we have a, let's see, at least one other of the quote-unquote plain or clean Super Treasure Hunts. But that is the Lotus Avisia, also standing out, obviously, in red. Where are we at? Where are we at in our ongoing little use of this studio background? All right, that was the D case. This is the E case. It is the Mazda 1968 Mazda Cosmo Sport. We've seen a few of these models that start premium, then move to basic, introduced in basic as Super Treasure Hunts. This is another one. I think there was the RX-3 a couple years ago. There's that. That goes over there. And there is the Super. This one gets like the base wraps up to do that, so you get a break in the paint here. So you get the, you know, the chassis wraps up around the side, so there's the break there. Spectre Flame orange color, that stands out pretty good too. Versus the, what do they use? The classic, the cool classic wheels, and then they get the mag style Reel Riders here on the Super Treasure Hunt, which I think looks really good. You know, it's funny because Super Treasure Hunts tend to get chrome rims a lot of the time, and premium like car culture wheels don't. And sometimes I really miss the chrome. I really like the chrome rims on Hot Wheels, and it matches with the obviously with the style of the model, right? Being an upgrade. All right, Renault Sport RS01. That is the F case Super Treasure Hunt. Still don't think any of these. I didn't find any of these in the wild. I always try and document, if I do find one of these in the wild, I'll try and document it on Instagram, like a Reels or a TikTok or whatever. None of these I actually found. The next one I did, though, just recently. Is it just the style that I always, whenever I open them, I always get that little rip right there? I don't know. Anyway. Throw that over here, put this right here. The Renault, introduced several years ago, right? And didn't seem to be used a lot. So this was kind of a nice little surprise to see as a Super Treasure Hunt. The deco, I think, it's kind of roughly based on the racing deco of the Renault, but, and this is obviously, I would assume, the very first Renault Super Treasure Hunt we've ever had. I have to think it is, right? I think. I like how it's embossed into the spoiler, Renault. And this one looks nice. I think the lace wheels do work on this one. A lot of mixed opinions on those lace Reel Riders, but they tried to do the low profile kind of modern kind of style, which it works here, I think, with that one. All right. This goes there, and let's get to this Super Treasure Hunt. 68 Corvette Gas Monkey Garage. There's the art. There's the model. It was in kind of a matte brown color. And so this one gets kind of a copper Super Treasure Hunt color, Spectre Flame color, which I think is kind of cool. Gas Monkey, introduced in premium and in basic, right? There's a clean rip. Nice. And at first when I saw this, I thought it had like the old school 5 spokes on it, but these are actually the modern 5 spokes. So it's kind of a, you know, compared to the premium, it looked so much like just the premium Gas Monkey Corvette, but they've done a nice little variant on this with the copper color and the more modern rims to make this one a little different than the what, 2 or 3 times it's been released in premium and in basic, right? So it still stays with that Gas Monkey deco, but has a little bit of a different deco. I found this one in a Kroger shipper, and there's just not too long ago, about a month ago, and was surprised to see it. It seemed like it had been kind of refilled and maybe from the back anyway, but I wasn't complaining when I found it. Obviously, this one's unique with the engine sticking out and you know, that Gas Monkey style, but really cool in that copper color. Really dig that one, and I like the rims on this one a lot too. So we'll put that right there. Find a replacement right here and move on to the Glory Chaser. Funny name, cool deco. Golf seems to be popular. I don't think I'm expressing any opinion there, because in the past, Golf has performed very well in the Lamley Awards. We had the GT40 that won Super Treasure Hunt, Best Super Treasure Hunt a couple years ago, right? And then I think there was a year before that that a Golf Super won or did well. I can't remember. But I'm almost, knowing how these votes go, and again, your criteria is your criteria, but I'm glad this one has Golf deco because it evens the field just a tad, in that sometimes generics, you know, Hot Wheels original castings, for obvious reasons, don't get the same play as a licensed casting would. And I would prefer that Hot Wheels stay with just licensed castings of Super Treasure Hunts, unless they have a kind of a unique style. We'll get to one of those here in a second. But, you know, this one as an original is kind of cool as a racing car. It's executed really well with the Spectre Flame Golf colors, which have just proven to be popular among Hot Wheels collectors. It probably would have been more popular on, I guess, on a licensed model, but people like Golf, and that makes sense. So that is the Glory Chaser. Where's its replacement? There it is. We're getting through these pretty quickly. All right. This is one I've been looking forward to opening. Oh, and I did find the Glory Chaser at a Dollar Tree. Was able to open a case and found it. This is the 82 Toyota Supra. There is the artwork. This has proven to be a very popular model amongst collectors. It's officially not if you look there, there's usually something that marks that it's a new model. This is not a new model. It's considered in the Hot Wheels records as just a modification of the existing 82 Supra casting. That being said, I will say this right now, this casting, the basic, is going to go into the new models, like we did last year with the Automobili Pininfarina. It was like officially it was the Hot Wheels ID new model, but because it was introduced as something very new in the basic range, we included it in the new model list that we voted on. And I'm going to do the same here, because this isn't anything close to the old Supra. It's a totally rebuilt model, especially with like the winking, I'll open this up, the winking headlight and everything else. It just, I don't know, you know, however Hot Wheels does it in their official, you know, records, that's what they do. But this is enough of a new model that we're definitely including it in the new model polls, and obviously this one in the best and worst Super Treasure Hunt polls. So red was the regular model with 3 spokes. This one gets the GT Real Riders. Obviously the winking headlight is interesting for the casting. You're not, I mean, I guess you're kind of judging the casting, but not as a new model. You're just judging it as a choice, as a Super Treasure Hunt. I can say that as part of the criteria. This model's wider and longer than the original. And so it just, I don't know why it's not considered a new one, but it is. In our world, it is. Another Spectre Flame Red Super Treasure Hunt. As I'm putting these down, you can't see them below, but we're getting a lot of red. All right, where's its replacement? Speaking of red, that goes there. And let's talk Shelby. 69 GT500. Shelby GT500, the Mustang. Wasn't this the California? I mean, it is the Shelby, but can't remember what it's in Spectre Flame Purple, but isn't there like, I can't remember when this was introduced. If it's like, it's not the California, but there's a unique with this roll cage open top Mustang, and I can't, it's just one just goes by the Shelby. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. Does look nice in Spectre Flame Purple. That's another color as a Super Treasure Hunt that I think just looks so amazing. Some Spectre Flame is better than others, right? It's just a fact. And this one with the chrome 5 spokes, it has a nice muscle car look to it. I think the purple really works here. This is a Super Treasure Hunt that I was lucky enough to find twice at the same Dollar Tree 2 different times. Same one I found the Glory Chaser in, the same one I found the Porsche in just recently. Had a lot of luck in that Dollar Tree. Anyway, this one in purple, 5-spoke, chrome, Real Riders. I think fits nicely, not only as a Super Treasure Hunt, but in its execution as a muscle car. I think that one looks really good. We'll put it down. We'll put its replacement here. And let's move on to the 65 Mercury Comet Cyclone Gasser. Right there. This one's cool. I think, is this the first time it's gone to basic? I think it is. I could be wrong there. But let's open it up. This one, this is one of those that was very similar to the basic. Looked very close to it. And I could see maybe people missing it. But we all know what we're looking for, right? I did not find this one. So I think it was in a gray color. This one obviously goes into, I guess you call that Spectre Flame Gray or Spectre Flame Gunmetal. It doesn't stand out, that color. But the deco on this is really nice, right? 5 spokes, classic 5 spokes here. Again, it's a good muscle car wheel, and I think this one works really well on the Mercury Cyclone. Trying to not express opinions, because there's a lot of opinions I have about these, good and bad, and this is the first time I've opened them, so I'm just doing this all kind of on the video and trying to avoid too many comments, but what are you going to do? All right. There's its replacement. And let's talk about the Mighty K. So this is a Hot Wheels original as well, just like the Glory Chaser. John, say Glory Chaser. Glory Chaser. All right, Mighty K. There it is in red. Here it is in Spectre Flame red. Let's go ahead and open this one up. I found this one at a Kroger in a Kroger shipper as well. There's the symbol. There's the car. Hot Wheels original as a tribute to Ryo Asada. If I remember correctly, Matt Gabe finished this one. He owns this car now. Ryo Asada, I think, was working on this casting. I may have that backwards. Or this was done as a tribute to him. And now you see the model, not only the release last year as a new model, but you see the Super Treasure Hunt. You see the Ryo tribute here on the car. As a Ryo tribute, it's a great Super Treasure Hunt. There's the Ryo R there that you see on the Acura NSX that he did. And also we saw it on the RLC, right? So this is a very cool tribute car to Ryo. It's also a Spectre Flame Red, which always stands out. It's got those chrome 4 spokes, which I think looks so good. One of my favorite premiums of all time is the purple C210 from Japan Historics 2, and it has these wheels on it. I think it looks so cool. And yeah, this one I just think, without trying to express opinions, I think this is really well executed. And like I said, I like licensed Super Treasure Hunts if there's a significance. The Glory Chaser, called the Chaser, Glory Chaser, without trying to express too much opinion, like the significance there isn't there like there is with this one. This is obviously a key car. You can probably get away with doing an unlicensed key car, but you know, you could do a Mazda, you could do a is there Hondas, I think, Toyotas. But in this case too, it's like the way they've done it as a tribute to Ryo, and then as a Super Treasure Hunt as a tribute to Ryo. I think there's a lot of significance there, and I think that one kind of works, I guess is the way I'll put it there. All right, let's put its replacement down. We're almost to the end here. And then you can go and vote. Porsche 935. It's the other Super Treasure Hunt I found, and it was just this last week at a Dollar Tree, same Dollar Tree I've talked about. This one looks very similar to the basic. I had to look at the wheels in order to figure it out because even the wheels look very similar. In fact, this is so much so that when Mattel sent me Supers, you know, they send me Supers as they get them, they put them in the mail with other things for me to showcase. They sent me the basic thinking that they had sent me the Super. Isn't that funny? So it fooled even Mattel, this Super Treasure Hunt. So I wonder if, again, if people have missed it. Let's open it up. Obvious Spectraflame blue is the color here. Throw that away. And here is the model. It's got the Aero style reel riders. Very appropriate for this car, kind of matches. We saw this not only released as a Super Treasure Hunt, but as the Car Culture Chase at the same time, right? And this was a new model last year. So this model's gotten a lot of play. And then just came out, it's coming out in the next mix of Team Transport, right? In the Porsche? No, is that right? 2 packs? Do I have that right? I think I do. Or is it Boulevard? It's Boulevard. It's Boulevard. Yeah, we're going to see it in Boulevard. So a lot of this casting, including the Super Treasure Hunt and the Chase. And I know a lot of people are big fans of this casting. Really well executed in the 75th anniversary of the Porsche, right? It's kind of cool on that one. So we can stick that here because we have no replacement. Let's talk Datsun 510. One of the great hype models of all time and still well loved, hype or not. And Hot Wheels said, let's have fun with this one. It's already been a Super Treasure Hunt. It's one of the most famous, most popular, most sought after Super Treasure Hunts of all time in 2014, I believe. And here it returns in this really cool Leeway 510, kind of really fun hot pink deco. Let's open this one up. Nice clean break for that one. Put that over here. Throw away the blister. And there you go. This one, I think, got some additional deco on the top. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't. But the TH logo is on the top, which is a cool little touch here. And you get it on the side as well. Leeway had some fun with this one. And I think there's so many versions of the Datsun 510. Funny, the only clean version of the Datsun 510 is its first one that Junimai did when he did the casting for Boulevard in the olive green. Everything else has had some sort of racing or some sort of deco on it. It's a hot pink Datsun. Hot pink is a throwback to like popular colors, you know, like collector colors for, you know, all the way back to the Red Line era. That's actually where it originates from, is hot pink being kind of a sought after color now. So pink models, you know, this is not like the RLC pink that they do, but anything that's pink has some significance. And I think there's might be a play here on that with the hot pink on this Datsun 510, but a kind of a cool style. And I think a very creative deco on this one for a Super Treasure Hunt. All right, we'll move the camera down because we're just going to go Volvo now. Final Super of the year of 2023 in the Q case is the Volvo 240 Drift Wagon. Super unique casting. Gets the drift treatment. I guess I shouldn't have put the camera down just yet, but let's get this thing opened up. Spectraflame green. And when I say like the red really stands out and the purple really stands out, well, after looking at this green, maybe it's not much of an upgrade from the regular color, but this is a very cool, bright Spectraflame that I think they could use more in Super Treasure Hunts. Mismatched wheels, Steelies on the back in black, 10 spokes on the front, you know, obviously to give it that drift vibe. Cool deco on here, which is nice and clean as well. This casting, just in general, is super well done. I think Fraser did it, giving it headlights. So it gets the taillight treatment on the back with the Super Treasure Hunt. Has headlights in the front, and then the grille is part of the interior. So you don't have to put any tampos on the front. You get all those brakes anyway, so you can have some fun with the sides and the back, which is nice to see on that casting. But again, we're not judging the casting, we're judging the Super Treasure Hunt. And maybe you think it's the best, maybe you think it's the worst, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. That's your job to figure out. And we are done. There you go. All 15 Super Treasure Hunts of 2023. A lot of red, some gassers, some muscle cars, some Japanese, some JDM, right? Euro, how are we, let's see. Let's figure that out. Japanese, Datsun 1, Supra 2, Key 3, Cosmo 4. Originals, I guess the Batmobile kind of. 1, the Key again, 2, 3 with the Glory Chaser. Euro, we got the Volvo. We've got the Renault. We got the Mercedes and the Lotus. And then of muscle, we are just American. We have the Camaro, the Corvette, the Mustang, the Comet. Yeah, pretty good representation. Oh, the Porsche and the Euro 2. Did I say that? I don't know. Anyway, really, really cool cars. Get down there and vote and be ready because we're going to be rolling with tournaments. Mini GT, I think, will be the first tournament. Kaido House introduced this year. It's going to be the new We're introducing that as a new tournament. Just be ready. Follow us. This is going to be fun. Thanks, everybody. Bye.